fight to the end and lead the way. Yeah. Sing out together. Sky Blue, Sky Blue. These are sky blue days. Sky Blue. These are sky blue days. Sky Blue. The CBS and the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way. Yeah. Sing out together. Sky Blue, Sky Blue, Sky Blue. Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to what's more or less a Christmas edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. And I'll come with some gifts. 3 points last night is the best gift that we would have asked for. We've got that against West Brom. So tonight we'll be talking about the great win against West Bromwich Albion at the CBS Arena. And then we've got Sheffield United chat. We've got the Travelling Blade from the Sheffield United Supporters Club, who will be coming on to join us to give us a lowdown on our opposition. Joining me tonight, I've got Mr. Ken Stewart. Evening, Ken. How you doing?
Hello there. Good evening. How are we?
Yeah, not bad. Very, very good.
Have you recovered from your failure from the halfway line yesterday? Well,
yeah, I did get quite a bit of stick on social media, which was expected, in fairness.
You didn't quite connect with that third one, did you?
No, I was kind of caught in 2 months between going for power and going for placement, and I'd done neither in the end, and it went miles wide. So
yeah,
and I realised that the balls are like the size 9 balls, so it's like the Coventry City shot balls. So whoever does kick it for a ticket, my advice would be the balls are very small. They're kind of like a kid's size ball. So if you're going to go into it, just for those, if you want to enter it, you need to retweet the club's tweet about if you're not into retweet by, say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's usually by a certain time. And then, you know, and away you go. But no, it was really, really good fun.
It was an experience for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was expecting to get sort of cheered or booed or that kind of thing, but nothing happened, which I was a bit disappointed, I suppose.
Well, the first two looked pretty easy. But obviously the third one's a little bit more difficult, and then
I think I could have rolled it, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought rolled it from there. The difficult one is the halfway line, which was the next one after that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But
enough of me. Let's go on. Let's look at the game.
Never mind.
So before we go to the game itself, an unchanged side from the 3-3 draw at Swansea. Was there any sort of surprises from your point of view, or do you think it was about right?
Not really, because we're down to the bare bones anyway, injury-wise, aren't we? So we can't make too many changes. I expected him to keep the same team, to be fair, because we did start very, very well against Swansea, and we just took our foot off the gas, if you like, in the second half, didn't we, and let them back in the game by going too deep, basically. But I think they'll learn from that. So yeah, no, I didn't expect any changes, to be honest, because we have got Faz is still out injured, Godden's still out injured. So they're the players you'd normally have back in your team. So basically, I was, no surprises there with the team selection.
Yeah, I mean, just for those who want to comment on our pod tonight, obviously, please leave a message and we'll get those read out as the show goes on. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think there wasn't many surprises for me. I was wondering maybe could they have gone for maybe a Dabo, but to be fair, Burrows has been doing pretty well in that position. Although I was slightly critical of him for the first one, the goal, but overall he has been playing well. I think Mark Brom did allude to the fact that there were players, Casey Palmer being one, and Dabo being another, where they probably haven't had enough, minutes, their match fitness. So I suppose it's a sensible decision, and then it wasn't a massive surprise. Going to the game though, I mean, we really started the game on our front foot, didn't we? We looked really positive. I thought we could have been at least 2 up. Gus Hamus hit the post outside the post for the corner. O'Hare for me missed a really gilt-edged chance in the first half where opened up and he just put it wide. And in my opinion, that's been a criticism of O'Hare for me. It's just he just needs to hit the target when he was shooting. I think his shooting could just improve for me. And for me, we could have made things a little bit easier for us by being at least a couple of goals ahead because we had the chance. I felt.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I don't know if you realise, we had a few shots on target last night. So I don't know whether Rob was saying like if it opens up, have a shot. Because we don't normally do that, do we? Not have as many shots as we did, but a lot of them went just wide or very unlucky, to be fair. So if you don't shoot, you don't score, do you? So it was nice.
No.
It's nice for the players to have a go, if you like, and a little deflection or a little bit more luck. One of them could have gone in, but yeah, I agree. We could have probably been 2-0 up. Bit frustrating that we weren't. Went in at half time 0-0. Very frustrated because I thought, West Brom were obviously going to get better as the game goes on because they've got some quality players in their team. So, when we do get chances, we need to take them. And it was a bit frustrating when it was 0-0 at half time.
Was you surprised by sort of the tactics that West Brom employed under Corcoran, where they seem to put 11 men behind the ball every time they had the ball, and it's almost like they're just looking to pinch a goal and then just sit on it. That looked to be the tactics.
Yeah,
a couple of occasions it could have paid off, I guess. But
I think they tried to stop us playing, if you like. They tried to get men behind the ball, try and stop us playing, getting it, but they didn't really. We had a lot of possession, more possession than I think they expected, and I thought we were a lot better team in the first half. We dominated, I thought, but we're very lucky not to go in ahead. But West Brom, I expect with them winning 5 on the trot, I did expect to come out a bit more attacking, if you like, but they didn't. They sort of sat back a little bit and gave us a lot of the ball, but which fell into our hands really because a bit more luck. I say we could have been 1 or 2-0 up.
Yeah, I got to read out this cracking comment here from Sky. He said, "Thank God Vicky's better under pressure, putting the ball in net for Mark was doing kick it for a ticket."
It was down.
I will say that I made sure that the penalty spot was not, in any way damaged, so that I left it nice and, perfect for Vic. He took the penalty in the second half, in the 90th minute. So
what I did notice, I don't know if you noticed, Liam Kelly, one of the West Brom players was trying to ruffle the penalty spot up a little bit before Vic took the pen, while they were sort of sorting it all out, and Kelly went over and pushed him away. I don't know if you noticed that. Well, I noticed that before.
Yeah, it's a bit
naughty. Yeah. So, but Kelly spotted it, and fair play to Liam Kelly. He went over and pushed him away from the penalty spot, so he wouldn't cause any damage. Not that it mattered in the end, because it was very comfortably struck home, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Another funny question: Who's more likely to hit the target outside the box, me or Callum O'Hare?
Well,
all right, probably me. I just need to work on it a bit more, but I think I'll get there.
It'd be good if they could nominate. If you got to the halfway line stage, you could nominate a player maybe to come and take the kick for you. Maybe a player that's not playing, in the squad. That would be good.
The thing is, I was kicking the ball. I'm not. People say it's excuses. It probably is excuses, but it was a kid's ball. It's light. It's not like a mitre ball that you get.
Oh, it's not a proper ball. No,
it's not a proper ball. It's a kid's ball.
Oh.
So if it was a mitre ball, that would have gone in. So I think the answer to the question, I'm better finished from Callum O'Hare. Clearly, I say tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
But let's go to the more serious side of football. I think the thing that impressed me last night was our defending. I thought we defended really well. I thought our 2 midfielders, Sheaf and Hamer, were absolutely immense last night.
Yeah, Sheaf was outstanding for me. I agree. Hamer gave the ball away a couple of times, especially from that corner. Silly gave it away. If you remember, we had a corner at one stage, and he passed the ball to sort of outside the box for some reason, and West Brom broke away, and they could have scored. So he did give the ball away a bit sillily sometimes, Hamer, but he did play well overall. But for me, Chief was outstanding. So was Doyle, and so was Panzo for me. They're all outstanding there at the back. Doyle's just getting better and better every time I see him. It's hard to believe he's only 19 years of age. He's only going to get better, at that age, and he's going to go back to Man City when he does eventually go back, and he's going to be a great prospect for them, and no doubt, in my mind, he'll get in their team eventually.
There were just hints in that first half that West Brom could have took the lead. That corner from Hamer, which was intercepted, a pretty poor corner from Hamer.
Yeah.
And they broke away, and I think, was it Doyle kicked over the line or Bidwell?
Doyle blocked it on the line, yeah. Keeper was beaten, and I think Doyle slid in and blocked the ball as it came. So that's vital, that was. That would have been a frustrating goal to give away of our own making, wouldn't it? Which we normally do, give goals away like that. But yeah, I thought the defence was outstanding yesterday. And young Jack Burrows, who played as well, I thought had a great game.
Yeah,
he's playing against Premier League players, and I thought he was outstanding as well. So yeah, I mean the whole team played really well yesterday. I couldn't fault anybody really, to be honest. So yeah,
I said in my previous podcast I thought West Brom would 3-1 because I was just basing that on the highlights I saw against Rotherham. And the fact that they've won 5 on the trot, and you think they'll come into this game full of confidence. But when I went with Jeff yesterday in the car, he made a good point. He said, "Look, we played Reading, winning 4 on the bounce, and we got humbled. So it just goes to show that it's how you perform on the day. If you're not quite on it, you can lose. And I thought to him, man, we were brilliant last night. I just felt the longer the game went on, I just felt it's going to be 0-0. I couldn't see us scoring. I just thought we won them games where, or the worst case scenario, we'd lose 1-0, they'd get a late goal, and that would have been a bit of a kick in the teeth, really.
Yeah, I mean, in this league, anybody can beat anybody on the day. There's no doubt about that. As I've said that many times, it's the most competitive league, I think, in the world, the Championship, because you can't predict, apart from probably Burnley this year, who are probably going to go on and win the league. You can't predict who's going to get in the playoffs, or who's going to finish 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You just don't know, do you? Because anybody can beat anybody on the day, and you've got to perform on the day, regardless of your previous, 5 or 6 games. You might be coming into a game where you're 5 or 6 unbeaten, but you can get humbled by a bottom of the table team. So, you've got to be on it. You've got to be on the ball every game, and I think. We stood up for West Brom last night, and we played well. And I was pretty confident, as you know, before the game that we'd get 3 points, and we duly did. We left it late again, but we got there in the end.
A couple of comments here from our audience. Nation Radio Coventry. Evening all. Brilliant win last night. Got closer. Defending last night. Our hair was knackered, so I had to come off. Thought we were wasteful. What's your thoughts? Would you agree with that? Were we wasteful?
Yeah, we were. With the chances we had, we should have. We all agree we should have probably been 2 or 3-0 up, before that penalty. So, it would have been frustrating if the game ended 0-0, which it looked like it was going to. I wouldn't have been happy with that because that would be more points dropped. So, yeah, we were probably wasteful. I probably agree there. But at the end of the day, when you look at over the last 2 games, if you just said, you pick up 4 points against Swansea and West Brom, you'd be happy, wouldn't you? More than happy. I know we should have beat Swansea because we were 3-0 up, and that was a game where we threw away. But beating West Brom now, it softens the blow a little bit, if you like, because we've now got 4 points in the bag, whereas we would have been more than happy with that if you'd asked us before the games got played. So,
I think the biggest thing for me as well is a clean sheet. Not just a win, but a clean sheet. Because if we had drawn 0-0, okay, you've been slightly disappointed. But a clean sheet just gives you a bit of a lift psychologically. Because we came into that game, conceding 3 goals in the space of 20 odd minutes against Swansea. And it could be very easy for the players to lose confidence in that. But in fact, you've got to give the players so much credit for bouncing back. I know Robin said on CWR that he had a long chat with the players on the Sunday morning, and it was just a very, very almost felt like a defeat, from the situation of the game. So I think players deserve a lot of credit.
He'd be happy today, Mark Robbins, by the way, because it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Mark Robbins, 53.
Happy birthday, Kathy.
So he'll sleep well. I bet he slept well last night. Good birthday present for him. Yeah,
exactly, and for all of us. I mean, second half again, we could have another incident. A header from Panzo hits the bar. I was still in the stand. I was like, "How's that not gone in?" And I think looking back, I think the cross was a little bit too high.
Yeah, probably a little bit too high for him. He was stretching a bit in the end, weren't he? But could easily have gone in. And Panzo's a massive threat for any set pieces for us. Because you can always bet he's going to be in there or get close to a header. He wins so much in the air from free kicks and corners. And I think as the season goes on, I think you'll find Panzo probably adding to his goals he's already scored. He's going to score a few more from them because he's a danger to anybody. Because he all seems to get up there and get his head on free kicks or corners. So, he did. And I've been really impressed with him. And I just hopefully that could be one of the signings we make if Forest don't want him any longer. Then maybe in January or next, in the summer we can negotiate and bring him in on a permanent basis, because he's been fantastic for us. I think he's an excellent player, and he's a goal threat as well, which is what we want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed that things off the field get settled down, and then we can talk about things like that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Faz being injured as well at the moment, because obviously he's out for a few more weeks, so it's important, that we have the defensive cover there, and he's been brilliant. Him and Doyle have been fantastic, and Rose, to be fair, all three of them last night have been fantastic. But my biggest concern, Mark, is if we pick another injury up at the back or to Big Vic up front, that's the two areas where we haven't got much cover in it, And
that's exactly,
we could have problems. So I think Mark Robbins will be probably looking with his new recruitment team that he's got in place. We'll probably be looking to, bring some extra bodies in January, maybe loans, just to cover them positions that we're a bit bare bone with at the moment, because any more injuries then we could be in trouble.
Yeah, because we only got Tavares up front, and then obviously Golden and Walker.
Wagorn maybe, if he's fit. So
yeah, true. Yeah,
but that's still not a lot, is it? Really?
No.
The amount of games we have to play, it's anybody can pick an injury up at any given time.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Midfield, we seem to have quite a lot of players that can. I mean, got Kelly coming back as well, so. I know we've got Eccles out injured as well, haven't we? So, midfield we're sort of mainly covered up, aren't we? Covered generally. It's just at the back, centre half, full back, and up front, really, we need a little bit extra cover, I think, if we're going to go on and push ourselves, which we should be able to for a playoff place this season, which I don't see any reason why we can't.
Yeah. Just read out a few more comments. Glenn Walker, even Glenn, Michael Rose is up to the game since Heim has left. Absolutely, I think he's been fantastic. I wasn't massively sold on Rose last season, but I think this season he's done very, very well and very impressed with him. Official Flame Esports team. Burrows is getting better with each game. He's got to be a long-term option, a right wing back moving forward. That's an interesting one with Dabo obviously on the bench and sort of waiting for a place. Is it right to persist with Burrows in that position, with Dabo, getting fitter, you'd say, or do you think is it time for Dabo?
No, I think so. I think he's done all right, to be fair. Robin's been quite happy with his performances. I think the last couple of games, Burrows has done well. And obviously, if Dabo's not fully fit, he's not going to play him. So until he's fully fit, then, Burrows has been great, to slot in there. And it's nice to have a young player coming through that can do that. But obviously, Dabo's more experienced, and there may be a time where he's going to take Burrows out of the equation and bring Dabo back. That may happen eventually. Yeah. But until he gets fully fit, then I think we'll go with. I'm quite happy to go with Burrows. I'm quite confident in his ability. I think he's done well. And I was just reading. We've got the joint second best defensive record in the championship at the moment as well. So that's good.
Who's the best? Sheffield United, is it?
I think Sheffield United.
Travis Blade's listening intently, I can see. in the meeting.
So we're joint at the moment, so that's not bad. And if we hadn't considered them 3 silly goals against Swansea, then we've probably been, in the lead at the moment with the best record. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But it was important to keep a clean sheet as well. That was important, and we've done quite a bit of that this year. We've kept a few. I can't remember how many exactly we've got, but we've got a fair few clean sheets, haven't we? So that's important, and that breeds confidence, doesn't it, for the defenders and the goalkeeper? If we can keep a clean sheet, you've got a massive chance of winning the game, haven't you?
Can't lose. I'll tell you that much.
Can't lose, but you can certainly got a great chance of winning if you keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go to the penalty incident. From where I saw of it, it was like just wasn't 100% sure. When I saw it on the replay, though, it looks an absolute stonewall penalty. I thought the referee in fairness, Keith Stroud had a decent game last night. I know we criticise referees a lot, but I thought he had a good game, and I thought he got that decision spot on.
Yeah, he's refed it a couple of times this year. I think Keith Stroud. He's not too bad. I suppose he's one of the better ones, but yeah, I thought it was a penalty. To be fair, I don't know why he had to tackle there. Really, he came in a bit clumsily, didn't he, in the end? And for me, it was a penalty. So there's no doubt in my mind, and I think he was quite confident. The referee, he seen it, he had a clear view of it and give it straight away. There's never any doubt in my mind. I didn't have to have a look at it again. I thought from where I'm opposite side of the ground to you, Mark. But yeah, I mean, I've seen it again on the telly anyway, and yeah, it's definite penalty for me. And I think the West Brom defender will be very disappointed giving away that sort of tackle in the last minute of a game.
But I think what was great about the penalty was it was confidence there in that penalty, because I think the last time Gyökeres took a penalty, I think he missed. I think they might even go as far as back as Barnsley last season in the league.
He has took one. He's took one since then, hasn't he? He took one at home and scored. I can't remember who it was against, but he has scored a penalty since the Barnsley one.
Yeah.
But I think if Waghorn was on the pitch, Waghorn would have taken the penalty, would have took it, because Robin said after the Barnsley game when he missed, that was a last-minute game, that was a last-minute penalty as well, away at Barnsley when we last year when we were losing 1-0 and Big Vic took the ball off Waghorn and missed a penalty. Robbins did say after that would never happen again. If Waghorn's on the pitch, he will take a penalty ahead of Big Vic. That's if Godden's obviously not playing. So with obviously no Godden and no Waghorn, and Big Vic has to step up himself. And to be fair, he sent the keeper the wrong way, didn't he? Great penalty right in the corner, no complaints. But yeah, he's only going to get better. I mean, he's got 11 goals now, isn't it, Big Vic? So that's not bad. I think he's the leading goal scorer in the Championship.
Yeah, I think in double figures. I think 11 goals. I think
11 goals so far. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
doing really well.
If he carries on taking the pens, he's obviously going to get a few more. So while Godden's out, I think he'll do that. So and yeah, he's only going to get better, Big Vic. I mean, you've got to remember he's only a young lad as well, and he's just a handful for any defence that comes up against him. He's going to cause problems for them.
I thought, I mean, for me, when I was watching the game, I was like, I just can't see it scoring. I just felt it wasn't going to happen, and then that happened.
Yeah, it was just that fight. It was just that final ball, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that final through ball where we wanted like a good, one-on-one chance sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Vic had a great chance in the first half, didn't he? When he's sort of it came down sort of right hand side, and he scored from there. Yeah, he scores from there early in the season, didn't he? But the keeper did a good save in the end.
I think
you just think they're the sort of chances you need to go in, and yeah, I did think that. I thought it's going to be points dropped, and 2 own gains, and we got 2 points instead of 2 victories. So that would have been frustrating. But I think justice was done in the end. I think we deserved our win. We got the penalty. We got a bit of luck. You need a bit of luck sometimes in football. We don't tend to get much luck as the season goes on. So it's nice for us to get decisions going our way for a change. And I thought it was well deserved. No complaints. West Brom. I know I've got a couple of lads that fought West Brom who I know, and they had no complaints at all. They thought we were the better team throughout, and we deserved victory. So they had no qualms about that.
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere throughout the game was fantastic. I thought both sets of fans actually were, it was a really good cracking Midlands atmosphere. I think it helped that West Brom took a lot of fans, obviously local derby and that. So really good atmosphere. It felt almost like a cup match a bit. It was
they sold their allocation. Well, it's not. I think they're the first team this season to sell out their location, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they certainly pat their end up, but. Luckily, we kept them quiet because their team didn't perform on the day, and we did. Yeah, so that was a good thing. So I was more than happy with that because if they would have scored, obviously their fans would have got behind them a little bit more because they've got a big travelling crowd there. So we kept them quiet and managed to keep them quiet, and that was good.
Yeah, I think for me this is our biggest win this season psychologically because. It's it's a sort of game we could have sulked after Swansea and may have lost that game or something. But that for me shows the character of the side. Those sort of games where you're playing a tough opponent in West Brom. Forget about the league table; they've won 5 on the trot. I think the West Brom team under Carlos Corberán can be a harder team than the West Brom team under Steve Bruce. So it was. If you look on paper, it looked a very tough game. That's why I was thinking West Brom were going to win comfortably. But it was
and I would have rather, when I'd have rather played West Brom and Steve Bruce
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they were conceding goals for fun, weren't they? Then,
Yeah.
And then it was just our luck that obviously the game got called off and it got rearranged to last night. And West Brom have since changed their manager and uppered their form. They've gone five on the trot, 5 wins on the trot, which is fantastic. So going into it, it wasn't great, but I'd take us to beat anybody at home though on the day. We're on one. I'd take us to beat anybody at home in that league. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff. So that rounds off part 1 of the show. So we're going to go to a quick ad break. Part 2, we'll preview Sheffield United. So Travelling Blade will be coming on very, very shortly, next couple of minutes. So we're talking Sheffield United, their form. So stay tuned for that and keep on listening. Thank you very much.
Okay.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, introduce you to Travelling Blade. How are we doing? All good?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. How are you? Are you recovering from your, whatever the showing was last night on the pitch, Mark?
He failed to score in an empty net.
I'm showing my inner David Beckham there. It wasn't quite bend it like Beckham. It was.
We have got a recording of it. We could probably put up in the next pod. And
don't have to. I need to really. I was doing my best to get myself on the bench for last night, but I think Mark Robbins won't be considering me anytime soon. So, any questions for Travelling Blade? Leave us a comment, and then we'll get them asked. So I'm going to start off Sheffield United. I think last time we spoke, weren't on a great run, but now obviously last 6 games, 5 wins. It's been going quite well under Hecky Bottom. How's things looking on from the games you've seen them play?
Yeah, I mean, second. I was saying to a couple of Blades fans the other day. I mean, we sat here in second, and it's obviously there's a long way to go, but at the moment it's a comfortable second as well, with 5 points clear of third now. Obviously 3 adrift of Burnley at the top, but I think we're pretty sure we're 5 points clear of second. And the thing is, for me, obviously we've been playing all right. I don't think we've been playing bad, but I don't think we've been playing well enough to warrant where we are, particularly. I thought that I said obviously there's a long way to go, but say if we got promoted in second now, I would be absolutely terrified. I think we'd have to do a lot of. I'd be so scared. But whereas under Wilder, I thought that bring it on. I thought we played better football then than we do now. But obviously we've got to second, and I think as well we seem to be. We've had quite a few injuries as well, particularly at the back, as well as up front as well. we seem to have like rotating injuries. As soon as one person comes back, someone else goes out, or someone will come back. Their first game back, they get injured again. So it's sort of a like rotating door of players. So we're often sort of changing the team quite a bit. And I think, to be fair, though, as well, another thing that's been a nice surprise is that traditionally over the last few seasons, no matter who the manager is, we've struggled after international breaks. Whenever we've returned back, we've always struggled. And then we've just come back after the mother of all international breaks, and we've actually won 2 on the bounce. I mean, as I was sort of alluding to then, we haven't played particularly fantastic stuff. I mean, we have done for parts of the game, but like our win on Monday night away at Wigan, we started off and I thought we were absolutely electric here. We were firing in shots, really testing their keeper, forcing him into saves. I think it was within 20 minutes we took the lead, kept the pressure on. We seemed to be all over Wigan, who were trying to play out from the back and didn't look confident with it at all. When we could smell blood, chased them down with the likes of Njai, fresh from the World Cup with Senegal. And we looked like really up for it. I thought we're going to go on and like get another 2-3 here. And then by the end of the first half, we just started letting Wigan back into the game, giving them chances, just letting them run at us. And I think they could sense. I think initially they were trying, like I said, build up from the back, but then I think they realised that if they just try it direct at us, either direct passing or actually just running at us, we sort of like panic and start to fall. Panic, make silly decisions, and then started letting them in. And I was thinking, it's a good job these are pretty like rubbish, because we could have really, we could have been going in level. Then with the second half, and then like towards the end as well, I know we went 2-0 up. We gave them a goal, which we really deserved to concede, to be fair. We'd had our fingers burnt a couple of times. We'd had a few warnings, really just letting them in. And then we actually had to pay the price. And then towards the end, despite playing some fantastic football and dominating for long spells and playing them off the park for long spells, I was quite glad to get that whistle blown and take the 2-1 and leave before it went on any longer.
Yeah, know what you mean.
I was just about to ask you, where do you expect to finish this season? And do you feel that obviously you need to bring a few more players in January to secure a playoff spot, or you're quite happy with the squad you've got at the minute?
I think I'm quite happy with the squad we've got at the minute. It seems to be like we're playing with sort of like 2/3 to 80% of it. I think if we had everyone fit, I would be like really, really confident, because we've got good squad depth now as well. There's people like, you've got games now where, admittedly, both were coming back from injuries, but you've got McBurney and Sander coming off the bench.
Yeah.
That's £40 million worth of players there, even more actually. You're probably looking at, yeah, and it's like not too many sides in the Championship can do that. So, and they were coming off the bench, and I think as well, like, you've got players like Sharp, and admittedly, like, he's starting. I'm thinking, he's a bit over the hill now, a bit past it, but he's on 2 for 2 at the minute. So. And he wouldn't even be our first choice striker. I think with January for me, it's more about keeping Njai and Sander Berger. That's the main thing for me. I think if we can, I think we might have offered them contracts. Said that some people had been offered contracts but didn't name who. I think if we can just try and keep hold of them, and then we're going to have to try and get promoted to, I think, keep hold of them, especially after the World Cup Njai's had. But I think in terms of where we'll finish, I think now we've got to aim for automatics. I'd probably be a bit disappointed if we dropped down. Like I said, we've got a good defensive record. We seem to keep scoring. I think they brought up something the other day where we've got a really good away record. I suppose both our records are going to be good because we're second. But the fact, I know it's not Christmas yet, but the fact we're it will be now. In our next game, Boxing Day, but we're going to be 5 points clear of third place in, come Christmas Day. And it seems to be a bit of a dogfight below. Like I saw, obviously, you guys got a good win yesterday, and you got a game in hand as well. And like, if you win that, you go to like 4th or something like that. Or but it's so close as well. Like, really is close below. So I think Burnley and ourselves are starting to pull away. I mean, they're 3 points clear of us, let alone third place. So I think we've really got to hopefully keep injuries at bay, keep hold of Sander and Njai, and then we've got to be aiming for automatics.
Yeah, I just think this league, I don't know if you agree with me, is so competitive. You take Burnley out of the equation, I think Burnley will go up this year.
Yeah.
Anybody else in that division can, on any given day, can get beaten, can't they, by a bottom team? And if you, no matter where you are in the league, you've got to be on it on the day, and you've got to be on the ball. I was speaking to Mark about it earlier. No matter who you're playing, even if you're on like a 6 or 7 unbeaten run, you can go and play a bottom of the league team and get beaten on the day. It's just so competitive, the Championship, isn't it?
Well, I think it was shown. That was really shown when we beat Burnley 5-2. I think they had some mad unbeaten run.
Right. I was watching that.
And they, first half they were the better team, and then we just came back in the second half and absolutely blew them away.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later we played Rotherham, who I think were slightly below mid-table, and we lost 1-0. I think that 5-2 almost did it a disservice in the end, because we looked a bit complacent, like we were strolling out there as if we won the league, and then Rotherham came. So, but like you said, it seems to be particularly tight this year. Really, like the points difference is like so close. Especially when you just go in the playoffs and below. Really, I know everyone says the Championship's competitive, but this year seems to be, I don't know, everyone seems to be just taking points off everyone pretty much. And like I said, one win and you jump like 3, a load of places. It seems to be so close. And
I think we went up 4 or 5 places last night with that win. I think so. It just shows you anything. So you got every point's important in that league.
I think it should be leading to like an interesting finish of the season. I think it's good incentive for us to try and keep our distance from that dogfight below us. If we can try and keep that 5-point gap as best we can.
Yeah.
There's only 10 points separates 6th spot from bottom 3. I mean that's crazy, isn't it? Really, that's like literally 3 wins.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean that's nuts for me. But that just shows how tight the league is.
Yeah, and with all the Christmas games coming up, I mean that can change, can't it? Go in January, the league will be completely different.
Yeah, I mean we've got 3 games including January, so start a new year. So I think this is going to be a massive part of the season. I think if you can, whoever picks up say 7-9 points from them games, I think you look at the second half of the season with a lot of confidence and you can sort of hit the ground running. Question here for you, Mr. Travelling Blade. Billy Sharp, is he going to be starting, do you think, on Boxing Day?
I think he will. I don't know what the situation with McBurney is. I don't know how well on he is with his injury. But I don't know if he'll start. I think Sharp will still start because I'm not even sure. I'm trying to think if McBurney got subbed on the other night. My knowledge, I can't really remember what was happening. But did he get subbed on, McBurney? I can't remember. I don't think he did. And Sharp's in good form as well. Two goals in 2 games. People say, "Oh yeah, well, Sharp, he passed it." But if you've got any player or any striker that's got 2 in the last 2, you really want them to be in it as well. So I think he will start, and probably be him and Njai up top.
Yeah, I think Njai is for me was the most impressive player I saw at the CBS early this season, and I can see why he's playing international football, because what I like about Njai is he's got that pace, but he's also very strong, isn't he? He's really strong, and he's a bit of a handful. How many goals he scored this season, Njai? Has he got quite a few, or
I think he's on 9. I think both him and McBurney have got 9 so far. I know even the top scorer is very tight. There's like a load of people on 9, so the top scorer, like the golden boots, are really tight competition as well this season.
Yeah, he did come on, McBurney, come on the 80th minute for Sharp.
Yeah.
So he played sort of 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, I think I'll probably start Sharp again, I'd say. But then again, he's maybe thinking give Sharp a bit of a rest, but I don't know. I don't think you really want to drop Sharp if he's in good form. So yeah, I'd still start Sharp, and then maybe bring McBurney on later.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any suspensions lingering for this game from Sheffield United point of view? Any injuries from the last game against Wigan?
I don't know if anyone came off particularly injured last season. It was probably last game. Sorry. I'm thinking it might be a bit of a tweak because Ender Stevens at left wing back didn't have the best game, so it might. But then I don't think Max Lowe's. See, there's a debate whether he's fit enough. See, Hecky seems to keep his cards like quite close to his chest, so as us fans sort of have to double guess whether people are fit enough or not. Could bring Ben Osborne into that left wing back position, but I don't think we've got many other suspensions as of yet. I know Ahmed Obzic picked up quite a few yellows, but I don't think he's due a game out because he's picked up too many. So I think hopefully it should be a largely similar 11, perhaps to the team we played against Wigan away. So like I said as well you mentioned about Njai, and I was saying to my mates, it's quite biased. Well, I know I'm biased, but when you look at like the fact that we've got both Njai and Sander Berger, like that makes me like, that is really quite an impressive. I know it's just two players, but to have both of those, like if you're a defender, a championship defence, and you've got both of those to deal with in one way or another, that's quite a daunting threat, I'd say. And it's something that obviously we're the only team that's got those two players, but I'd say they're two of the best players in the championship, and they're both still sort of in the spring of their careers, and Jai even more so. And in terms of like potential going forward, I can see both of them playing Sander has played for us in the Premier League, but both of them going on to the Premier League, hopefully with us at the end of this season. But yeah, is
there pressure on Heckingbottom to get the promotion this season, or not? From your point of view?
I think. Well, yeah, I think. Say if we dropped into the playoffs, and I think we'd miss out again because we always do. I don't think he'd get sacked. I think if we miss out on the playoffs, there might be a few questions. I think, like I said, given the players in our squad, I'd say we've got one of the best squads. But we've got probably one of, if not the most expensive. I'm not sure about Burnley, but obviously we've still got those players that we bought in the Prem. You've still got Brewster, who's absolutely useless for us. He's still out injured, but I think if we don't get promoted, it's not going to be end of Hecky, but I think it depends on how we don't get. I think if we miss out on the playoffs, he wouldn't get sacked. But if we miss out on, which obviously is still a possibility, if we don't even get the playoffs, there could be some questions asked, especially because of how good like I say, I know it's only halfway, but how good a stance we've got so far. But he's done really well with a lot of injuries as well. I know we've got some expensive players, but we've had a lot of injuries, and we've had Sander out for quite a bit. McBurney's been brilliant, but then he's been injured again. So he's definitely taken us on. It's moving on from what we had under Slav. I know it's quite a while back now, but he turned last season from nothing into a playoff, and this season we seem good. We're eyeing up automatics, and I think now we would be disappointed to miss out, as I said. I don't think there's too much pressure on him, to be fair. But I think as well now we've got I think we're getting sold as well. We're in the process of we've had a bid accepted. How that's going to affect things in January, I'm not sure. I don't think it's ideal. I think if you're Prince Abdullah, you've already put quite a lot of money in. You probably not wanting to commit too much more if you're not going to be here in a few months. So I don't know if I'm going to have many in-signings in January, but like I said, if we can hold on to Sander and Njai, we should be good for top two, I'd say. If they stay fit, of course.
Yeah. Ken, from our point of view, looking ahead to this game, any changes? I mean, obviously, Gus Haymond sort of went off with cramp, I think, so I'm hoping he'll be fit. Same team, would you say, starting-wise?
I think so. I don't think he'll make any changes for Boxing Day, unless we've got any injuries, which we don't know about. I think he'll start with the same 11. Maybe swap it around as the game goes on, because we've got a couple of games coming up in close concession, haven't we? So he may, I think he'll start with the same 11, but I think you might find he might use the subs a bit earlier than he has been, maybe to rest a few for the next couple of games over Christmas. So yeah, I expect him to have the same team on Boxing Day, and hopefully we can get a positive result.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll be delighted if we get a point in this game because I think this is, looking, if we get a point in this game, you look at the next 2 games, we've got Cardiff at home, Bristol City at home, and I think we can definitely target 6 points in them 2 games. But I think for me, we've been unbeaten against Sheffield United the last few games. I think we took 4 points from last season. Got a win this season, a late winner. I thought. I think it's definitely a game we can get a result at, but obviously at Bramall Lane, in front of their fans, it's always going to be a tough game, and I think we're going to need a bit of luck to get a result. But why not? I mean, I think we played well. We're going to the game with confidence, which is good. But I think it's going to be one of our hardest games this season, isn't it? Away on paper, I'd say.
Yeah, it's always difficult to go up there. It's difficult. Ground holds a few good memories and a few bad memories for me over the years.
FA Cup, remember?
Yeah,
FA Cup in the
penalty shootout is still way back. A few years ago was a bit of a downer for me. But I always enjoy going up there, though. It's a good atmosphere. So I'm looking forward to making the trip. I'm pretty confident we can bring something home, and I'm pretty confident we'll get something out of the game.
Yeah. Okay, let's go predictions this game. Travelling Blade as our guest. What's your prediction for this game? How do you think it's going to pan out?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to United.
Fair enough. Ooh. Pretty sharp in the goals, I think.
I reckon he should be good for another. I'll go Sharp and Njai to score for us.
Kenneth?
I think being around Christmas time, we normally plenty of goals, so we give away quite a bit. Being around Christmas time, we're quite generous. So I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. 1 point. I'll be happy to take the point back.
Wow. I was expecting you to say 2-0 Coventry there. So.
No, I'm going to go for a point. I'll be happy with a point, Mark, to be fair. Not anything more as a bonus, but I'll be more than happy coming back with a point.
Well, you've been listening to me too much. That's probably why. Right. No, I'm the same. I take 0-0 and say move on to the next game. Take a point. We can win there. I mean, the way I see these games is that if Gyökeres turns up, I mean, Travelling Bay made the point about Sanderberg and Ndai, the quality players, but we've got quality players as well. Cameron Hare, Victor Gyökeres, Gus Hamer, hopefully fit. I don't think we should go to that game with any. We shouldn't fear Sheffield United. Absolutely should not fear them. I think it wouldn't necessarily surprise me if we play like an extra man in midfield, maybe go slightly more defensive, maybe take off Allen and maybe start Kelly. I don't
know if he'll start Kelly yet. I don't think Kelly's 100% fit to start a game yet. I think he'll keep the same team and maybe bring Kelly on, maybe on 60, 70 minutes or something like that. Bit of experience in the middle of the park to I think depending on how the game's going, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I looked at the game last season at Bramall Lane, I think it's I can't remember what it was, but we played the extra man in midfield and we made it very hard for Sheffield United, and it was going with. I think it was only when we made that substitution that Sheffield United looked like they could score and they looked more dangerous. So I wouldn't be surprised if Robbins maybe just makes a slight tweak tactically for this game, possibly. But again, as you say, it's down to fitness of players. So, is Kelly ready to start? He's come on a couple of times as sub. But that's possibly the only thing I could see could have changed. But I'd be really happy with a point. I think, if we get a point at Sheffield United, I'd be absolutely delighted. Because I think they are, for me, one of the favourites to go up. And I don't think, Burnley accepted, I don't think the standard, as we sort of spoke earlier, is that it's quite tight between all the teams. I mean,
yes, it is.
I don't know what your thoughts are, Charlie, but I mean, like Blackburn have been. You look at their results; they've either won or lost, haven't they, all season? And it's just a very, very close league, isn't it? This year, it's really, anyone's league. If you can get on a run of, 5-6 wins plus on the trot, you're right, bang up there, aren't you? So, I mean, I think, if we can keep a clean sheet, I think that'd be a bonus. Any team that puts 3 or 4 games winning run is going to be up there, and this is the ideal time to do it over Christmas because there's a lot of games in close to each other, so there's a lot of points up for grabs. So if you get 3 or 4 or 5 game winning run,
then you're going to be up there. You're in with a great shout of being in the playoff, basically, for the season.
Yeah.
It's a great time to pick up points.
The playoffs are no good for Sheffield because we just don't do them. We only get promoted automatically. We just can't do the playoffs. We've lost every single playoff we've ever been involved in.
Really? Oh, you never won a playoff? Oh, my God.
Never won. Sometimes at the final, sometimes in the semi-final, but every single playoff we've been in, we crash out at some point. So we have to go up automatically.
Yeah, obviously it's better if you go up automatically. That saves all the drama and the heartache, if you like, of the playoffs. Yeah. It's great if you can go up automatically, but I suppose it's good. It's good for the teams that are sort of just below. It gives them a little bit of hope, doesn't it? That all is not lost, and you've still, even if you finish like 5th or 6th, you've still got a chance of going up, which is great.
Yeah.
So keeps the season alive, if you like.
Yeah. Well,
I found it interesting. You said, Mark, about you had a few more players in midfield and took one off, and it allowed us to have a better go. I think because I'm going to imagine that Ollie Norwood was probably playing them because he's a fantastic midfielder for us. He orchestrates our play, and we only sort of play well when he's playing well. And he's got a brilliant, absolutely fantastic pass on him. However, if he gets stifled, it can nullify him quite a bit. So I imagine that once you took someone off, we had a bit more space, and it allowed him a bit more freedom to spread his balls. Well, when I say spread his ball, spread the ball, to the flank to benefit us. But so just put a load of players on him, and then just get in his face, and then that pretty much keeps him quiet.
Yeah, he's a top player. He is. I mean, we had him obviously at Coventry, didn't we? So we know all about him. So he's a good player. So he's a player we've got to be wary of.
Yeah, I think it's be a good game actually. I think the two teams that will be going for it, and I don't think it'll be a game where one team will be parking the bus. I don't think we'll be parking the bus. I think we'll be looking to attack Sheffield United as well. So I think there could be goals in this game. Probably 0-0 after that. But
no, I think there'll be goals. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, obviously we won't be parking the bus at home either. So
no.
Well, that's it. We'll both go for it. We should end up. I'll be happy with a 2-2 draw.
Yeah. Well, we've got one fan.
Because if the team sits back, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. So if someone sits back and defends, we're like, right, what next? So I think when it's open play, it's obviously we can come off on the worst side of it as well, but it's our best chance of getting some goals if it's open, because we just can't. We struggle to break teams down if it's a packed box with people regimented in the defence.
Yeah.
Got one confident fan just going 2-0 Sky Blues, TBG. So not worried at all.
TBG, very confident.
Yeah, I like confidence like that. I'm never confident at any game, to be honest, but that's what makes me me.
I'm always pretty confident, and I'm pretty confident we'll come away with something.
Yeah, it's not easy to say a draw. To be fair, you usually like 3-1 Coventry.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, but a win would be great. I mean, I just think we've got a lot of games coming up, so I'd be happy with a point away from home and win our next 2 home games against Cardiff and Bristol City. So, I'll be happy with that. More than happy with that. And I think if we stay unbeaten over Christmas and New Year, that puts us in a good position for the rest of the season.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Travelling Bloke, coming on tonight. It's been great having you on. I wish you luck after this game.
Same to you as well.
Yeah.
Best of luck after the season, unless we meet each other in the playoffs, and then
Yes,
we'll get
you
back
won't need any luck to beat us in the playoffs, honestly.
Well, I'll be delighted to have you in the playoffs after what you just said to us. So
yeah. Well, the thing is that we might lead you in. We might win the semi and then crash out in the final. So we always go out at some point. It's just when.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah, great stuff. Thanks for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Got competition, Ken? Is it Canada competition?
We have got a competition coming up. I'll give you a bit more news later on with that, because we've got it's a calendar. We're going to be giving away calendars and mugs over the next pod. I'll give you more details in the next pod, really, because we've got some mugs, a bit of a giveaway, Christmas giveaway in our next pod. So stand by for that on all the socials. You'll hear more details about that as it comes on. But we're the number one for competitions, Mark. We always give away plenty of stuff throughout the year. We're also looking to be sponsoring the Family Zone again in the new year. Possibly the Sunderland game, I think, is the next one. Sunderland home game. So that would be good. So stand by for that as well. We'll have more details on that as the season progresses. But yeah, we've got some stuff to go away, some new calendars and bits and bobs, mugs and stuff. So we'll have more details in our next pod on that. And can I just say condolences to obviously Terry Hall. We lost an icon of the specials, didn't we, over the last few days, which has been very sad. I, for one, love the specials and all the ska music in the era, the 80s.
Yeah.
They were a big, massive group in Coventry, and as you know, the big love of the two-tone era. And it's been really sad to lose Terry Hall at 63 over the last few days. And condolences to his family, obviously, from all of us at Sky Blue Fans TV. But the club did a nice tribute last night at the stadium and showed a few pictures and played a few old two-tone records, ska music in the run-up. So it was nice to hear a few old specials hits ringing around the CBS arena. So yeah, on a sad note, it was very sad, but our condolences to all the family there.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, very sad news, and special, they're an iconic group in Coventry, but in the way they've transformed culture in our country, and
they put Coventry on the map really as well. Yeah, there's the Coventry got a lot of publicity over the specials. A lot of the songs and that were recorded in the city or in the Cathedral of Ruins and stuff like that, and a lot of the videos you'll see with iconic places in Coventry in the background. So it's a group certainly that is highly associated with the city of Coventry. So no, it's very, very sad news, and condolences to Terry's family and that, and we're all thinking of you at this sad time. Obviously, it's so close to Christmas as well. It's very, very sad. So, we'll hopefully we'll stick together, and it's just sad news. It is sad news. But I'd say on a lighter note, we have got some giveaways coming up soon. So we'll have a special pod over Christmas and New Year. We're trying to put together at the moment. More details to follow on that. And during that podcast, we'll be giving away some calendars and some mugs and stuff with easy questions about Coventry City to answer. So plenty of chances, opportunity for you to win more prizes, which is great.
You could have a competition question like who took the penalty at half time and fluffed it up completely. But,
or what happened next? What happened next?
Yeah.
And then we just freeze it.
Yeah, that's one thing we could do. Yeah. So I think, so next show is probably...
Well, we're going to try and get Thursday. One in between Christmas and New Year, hopefully.
Yeah.
We do a Christmas special and see, depending on availability, it's difficult with a lot of people with families and stuff over Christmas, and a lot of people away and got other things planned. So we'll try and get some of the team together over Christmas and New Year, and we'll get a pod together and discuss what's gone on in the whole year to 2022, if you like, and our highlights of 2022 and stuff like that, and look back at some of the games and things like that. And then obviously we'll launch competition and let everybody know what plans we've got for the new year.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Okay, so stay tuned for that. I just want to wish everyone listening a happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, and obviously the next show, obviously wish you happy New Year, but happy Christmas, Ken, to you as well, and everyone.
Yeah, on you, Mark.
Team. Yeah, and everyone who's listening. So have a great Christmas. Hopefully next show we'll be talking about a win against Sheffield United. We'll be talking about Cardiff City and competition. So stay tuned for that. Thanks everyone for listening. Play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Speak to you soon. Good night.
Good night.